Hi, Cassie Hicks-Kerr from Modern Marketing Spark. I want to talk today about Facebook for beginners, and just before I jump into that, I just want to let you know about a couple of freebies I've got at mmspark.com. MMSpark stands for Modern Marketing Spark, and modern marketing is all to do with social media and online marketing. And if you'd like a free guide, I've got 12 tips for getting started promoting your business on social media. That's here at mmspark.com freebie. I've got a number of information-packed webinars coming up this year as well in 2014. So go to mmspark.com/webinars. So let's jump in. Why Facebook for beginners? Surely everybody's on Facebook and everybody knows how Facebook works. Well, I was at a recent networking meeting and talk turned to Facebook, as it quite often does. We all quite often talk about social media. And we were talking about ways to use it to build your business. Now, some people are using Facebook in quite an advanced way. And yeah, I absolutely love Facebook and talking about social media. But alongside what I call the Facebook for business enthusiasts, people like myself and other people who sort of live on Facebook, there are an equal number of people who looked slightly baffled and were shrugging and saying, actually, I know I should be on Facebook. I want to be on Facebook because everybody else is, but I just don't know how to get started. Don't have a clue. So what I want you to do for all you Facebook business virgins out there is give you a 101 Facebook for beginners guide. And my goal with this is to demystify Facebook for business and also to give you the confidence to give it a go. And I really, really hope you'll start a business page on Facebook and get cracking. So here we are, Facebook 101. So put your big girl boots on and get ready. Just want to let you know Facebook is a social platform. You're probably aware of that, but I think often when we go into business mode, we forget that people go onto social media for a bit of light relief, a bit of fun, find out what their friends are up to. And people go to Facebook and social media to be entertained, enlightened and educated. So always keep that in mind. Don't get too businessy, and definitely no selling. So I'm going to show you some steps to get started, and if you are a complete beginner, you can just play this video, pause it as you go along and just build your business page. Also, don't forget to spend time on Facebook looking at other people's business pages and getting ideas and seeing what you like and getting ideas and seeing where your customers are as well, and just get a feel for Facebook and what works and what people like and what people respond to. First of all, you may think Facebook's rather superficial. It's a lot of people showing pictures of their pets and talking about their kids and what they had for lunch. But don't be fooled, there's a huge amount of business done on Facebook, and I know people who make a huge living from Facebook. And a lot of business is done on Facebook, whether you're a bricks and mortar local business or whether you're an online marketer. Facebook is amazing. Here's why I love Facebook and why it's so amazing. There's 1 billion people on Facebook. I mean, that's just incredible in itself, isn't it? And I've also heard that about half of the people online all over the world are on Facebook too. So it's a massive audience of people, and your ideal customers, whoever they may be, are very likely on Facebook. So Facebook's a very sort of non-threatening, nice social way to get in touch with people. Think of Facebook as networking, but you're networking online rather than going to a networking meeting. And you can make the online networking as locally focused or as global as you like. With Facebook, you can quickly skim what's going on, the sort of latest news, what's happening, what your friends are up to, what people are talking about. And it's very easy to follow influencers in your field. So if you're a big fan of Marie Forleo or Derek Halpern or Mari Smith, whoever it might be, have a look at their Facebook pages, like their page, become one of their fans, and see what they're posting and how they talk to their fans. How to get started on Facebook. Let's jump into the nitty-gritty. Number one, you need to go to facebook.com and follow the setup wizard to start creating your profile, because you need to have a profile, a personal profile, before you can have a page. Very straightforward. You can see here there's a sign up page, name, address, email. You don't have to put your birthday if you don't want to. So set up your personal profile. Now, if you have a look on Facebook, this is what some people find confusing. There's actually 2 streams of information. And there's a lot of information, and when you first go on, it's a bit like when you're learning to drive and you first go on a motorway. or a freeway, if you're American. When you first go on a motorway or a freeway, when you're first learning to drive, it's terrifying, isn't it? Absolutely terrifying, because there you are coming up the slip road really carefully, you know, checking your mirror and making sure that you're doing all the right things, and there you've got 3 lanes of traffic whoosh going past you at, you know, 80 miles an hour, and it is absolutely terrifying. I can remember that. But of course, once you're a confident driver, once you've passed your test, once you're driving, once you've got a bit of experience, you're used to all that volume of traffic. It's the same on Facebook. When you first come to Facebook, you'll think, oh my gosh, there's 5 lanes of traffic, everybody's talking, there's all this stuff going on, I'll never be able to keep up. But actually, once you get used to it, think of it as just getting used to being behind the driving seat. Like anything, there's a learning curve, but you will get used to it, and then you'll find it really, really fun. So just want to quickly show you all the different sort of aspects of Facebook along the top tab here. And what happens on Facebook, you've got this blue navigation bar along the top, and I'll probably change it now that I've made this video. When you've got a notification on any one of these tabs, you'll see a little number coming up. So for example, let's take notifications. If somebody's liked something I've written, or they've left a comment, there'll be a little flag here where it says notifications, and I'll be able to see that such and such a person has liked my post, left a comment, and engaged with me in some way, and that's a notification. You can leave messages on Facebook, so you can leave personal messages or group messages, and if you've got a message that comes up, my cursor's gone, there we are, the messages come up here in this little sort of speech bubble, and this thing with the 2 heads, this is friend requests. So if you've got numbers in that box there where the little heads are, those are people that want to be your friends, and you just click on that friend request icon and you'll get a list of people that want to be your friends, and you can choose whether to friend them or not. As a rule of thumb, best to friend people that you know or you've heard of, or I often accept friend requests from people if we've got lots of mutual friends. So if there's a particular community that I belong to, whether it's offline or online, and people want to friend me that are part of that community, even if I haven't necessarily met them, I usually will accept those requests if they look all right from their profile. On the right hand side here, if you click on your name, you'll actually be able to go to your timeline. Your timeline is your thread of what you post and your information. So that's your timeline, and I'll show you that in a moment. If you click on this where it says home, that takes you to your news feed, and the news feed is all the information and updates from people that you're connected to. So the timeline is your information and your updates, and newsfeed is where you get other people's information, just like a newsfeed. And then this little wheel at the right hand side of the page is your settings. So that's where you can set up you can change your password, and you can change the settings for your page, and the notifications of if you don't want to be alerted when people are liking things and commenting, you can choose to switch the notifications off. So in a nutshell, that's your Facebook page. You've got a great big cover photo here, so it's worth having a really nice photo. And you can see I'm on my timeline on this particular page. You've got an about section. You need to fill out your about section. You can post photos to Facebook and they get stored in a sort of an online photo album. You can be friends with people. People can connect with you. You can connect with them. You can search up here in the search bar. You can go and look for people, for groups, for places, for networking communities. You can put your keywords in and say, I want to look for cake bakers in a particular town, or I want to look for affiliate marketers, and use the search, and that's where you'll find other people to connect with on Facebook. And I think I've covered all of this now. So what is the newsfeed? And as I mentioned, the newsfeed is the centre column of your home page. So if you come up to the top here, you click on the word home, and this is your newsfeed here. So as your friends are posting updates, they pop up here in the middle, and you can see on the left hand side I'm within my newsfeed, and you can see I've got messages, there's events, I've got photos, I can manage my advertising. These are all the pages that I've got here, and the pages that I've created and pages that I like as well. So you can, this is like your dashboard where you manage everything from within Facebook. On the right hand side, these are ads. You tend to get a bit blind to those. And also here you can see any of your friends have got birthdays, and if there's any events, and if anyone's got a birthday, you can click on them there and you can leave them a birthday message. Carrying on the left hand side, here are groups. So these are groups that I've joined, and these numbers here, these are the number of new messages since I last visited that group. So on the Mums Unlimited St Albans group, there's been 1 new message since I last visited that site. So that in a nutshell is the news feed. And as I've said here, it's constantly updating. So literally if you refresh that page, it will go tick, 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 and a new message and a new picture, a new update will pop up the top here. Now as you can see, I've got a notification here. That's what I wanted to show you earlier with a little number 1. So somebody's liked something or commented on something that I've posted. What appears in the news feed? Status updates where you say how you feel, what you're doing, what's going on. Photos, videos, advertising. If you do any advertising, these will appear in your friends or whoever you select's news feed. Any apps. So there's a lot of people playing games on Facebook. I don't, because I spend enough time on Facebook as it is without playing any games. But a lot of people are playing games, and you'll get invited to all sorts of games. Things that people like, links, all sorts of links to things. Like for example here, this is actually an ad because it's sponsored, but I think this is a video here, and you can, from within your newsfeed, you can like a page if it's been advertised. There we are. If it's a friend that's posting something or an update, you can click in here and leave a comment. So you can really think of the newsfeed as your dashboard. So what's the timeline? As I say, the timeline, this is your information and your update. So here's my timeline. So I've clicked on my name here, and here's my timeline, and you can see here, here's the information about you. And Facebook does prompt you with lots of questions. So for example here, mine's saying to me, what TV programs have you watched? So I could put in there, oh, I'm watching Sherlock, the new Sherlock Holmes series, or I've been watching Downton Abbey, or you know, whatever programs you like. And that's a way for people to connect with you and say, oh, I really love that too. Or I'm watching Sherlock, isn't it great? Or what do you think about this episode? So it makes you more human, and it gives people a point of connection with you. Also, as you can see in your About section, you can connect to your business page. I've done a separate video on that. Put your education in there, where you live. Again, it's information about you. You can put as much or as little as you want. I know a lot of people, when they first go on Facebook, feel a bit shy and don't want to put all their information in there. But over time, you realise that actually most of your information is sort of quite easy to find publicly anyway, and why not make it easy for people and have a bit of fun connecting with people. So the timeline is your collection. The newsfeed is other people's information and updates. Timeline is your collection, so it's your stories, your experiences, your photos, and it's you talking about what you're up to. So here's some of the things you can do on your timeline. You can edit your information. You should have a really fantastic cover photo. And what's really cool about the cover photos is that every time you update your cover photo, and you can update it as often as you like, every time you update your cover photo, that update appears in your friends' newsfeed, and it says Cassie's updated her cover photo, and then people will leave comments and they'll like. So actually updating your cover photo is a really good way to keep things fresh and to stay in front of your friends and your contacts. You can the information you publish on your timeline is chronological, so if you look back over time, you can put older information in and people get a timeline. You can have milestones, when you get married, when you have your kids, if you start a new job, all those sorts of things. And so you can put as much about yourself as you want to. You can also view a log of your Facebook activity. So if you want to see what you've done and how many people you've connected with and how many things you've liked and commented on, you can keep track of all of that as well. Add life events, that you would use milestones for that, and update your status. So you might want to just tell people how you're feeling. You might say, oh, I've been working on this today, or anybody else had this situation, or I'm going to a new place. Anyone recommend a restaurant? This is where you just have these conversations. Photos are really, really popular on social media, particularly on Facebook. So if you've got photos of what you're doing, upload them. People absolutely love that. So here's how to complete your about section on your personal profile, there's just 3 things to do. It's very straightforward. So when you click on your name to go to your timeline, and then you want to click on about to go to the about section, and you'll see there's a button that says edit, and you literally click on the edit button and you'll get boxes for each of these different categories here. And there's actually a lot more things than I've completed. I didn't want to put my whole life story on Facebook. Fill in as much as you want to, and then click on finished editing when you've finished, and voila, that's your about page done. If you need help updating your cover image, I've written a whole blog post on this with all the sizes and suggestions, and I've actually given you loads and loads of examples of really fantastic Facebook pages, some of the real sort of best of Facebook pages. So if you want to go and have a look at that, it's mmspark.com/optimize your social media profiles with hyphens between each of the words. And I've also made a video showing you how to update your cover images and your profiles. So just to show you very quickly how to do that, this is actually my business page, but it works exactly the same on the personal profile. Is just hover over your cover image, just hover, and this box pops up saying change cover, and you literally click on that and you can upload an image or a photo. And then what you need to do is start posting and sharing, and just start talking, see what other people are doing, see which of your friends are there. And just start posting and sharing and having conversations with people. Don't put any pressure on yourself, but just enjoy it. One tip from me, because Facebook can be a real time suck, is to have a certain amount of time that you spend on Facebook. So whether it's every day or every week or a couple of times a week in the evening, set your timer and say, right, I'm going to spend 10 minutes updating my status and connecting with people, joining groups and participating in group discussions and things, and limit yourself. Otherwise, the next thing you know, 3 hours has gone by and you've done nothing but float around Facebook. And as you see, the way that Facebook works, if you see something you like, and this is something that Sandy Krakowski posted, which is quite a nice little, I think this is from Instagram, a nice little graphic and a little quote. People always love these on Facebook. As you can see, you've got 3 options here. You can like it, you can click on the like, you can comment on it, and you can share it. And the whole point of social media is people are posting content because they want you to notice them. We all want to be noticed, don't we? We want to get people's attention, and we also want people to share and like and comment on our stuff. Especially sharing is really popular. So as you can see here, 824 people have liked this image. 17 people have left comments and 147 have shared, and Sandy's got hundreds of thousands of followers on Facebook, so don't expect to get those numbers with your posts to start with. But what you should be aiming for is to post information that's engaging, compelling enough that people will like it, comment on it, and share it with their friends. And that's when you get this viral thing happening where you share it with me, I share it with my friends, 3 of my friends share it with some of their friends, and the next thing you know, you've got this sort of massively viral post. And that's the holy grail, is to find things that people want to share. When you like a page or a post, it shows up on your news feed so that your friends see it too. So there's this sort of very layered on layered approach to the virality. Now, there is an algorithm within Facebook. I'm not going to go into this in a lot of detail, but there's an algorithm. It's a bit like the Google search algorithm. No one actually knows exactly how it works or what's contained, because obviously if we knew how it worked, we'd all be trying to cheat the system, wouldn't we? But basically, the more interaction you have with particular people on particular posts, the more that post will appear in other people's news feeds, and it'll appear in your friends' news feeds and then their friends' news feeds. So somebody like Sandy Krakowski's got a massive following, and the minute she posts anything, hundreds of people come and comment and like and share. Her stuff will always appear in your news feed. Unfortunately, the sad truth of Facebook is that only about 20% of your friends will ever see what you post. So don't post things on Facebook and spend hours and hours getting the perfect post and then wonder why nobody's responding. It's because only 20% of people are seeing it. You can increase that number if you build the number of friends you've got, and if you can get people to engage with it. So that's why it's so important. People talk about engagement all the time on social media. That's why it's so important that you post things that are funny, educational, informative, useful. You know, don't just post rubbishy old things all the time, because you just won't get seen. You'll never make it to the top of people's news feeds. Just want to talk about the difference between a profile, a personal profile, versus a page. And there's different names for a page. I know this is something I get asked a lot. A business page is the same as a fan page, is the same as a page on Facebook. A profile is the same as a personal profile. So there's two different pages that you have on Facebook. You have to have a personal profile. You have to have a page which is about you as a person, before you can then start a business page. So you can't have a business page unless you have a personal profile. So if you want to have a business page but you don't want to talk about yourself, set up a personal profile, because that's required, but just don't put a lot of information about yourself. Just do the absolute minimum that's required. But it is definitely worth linking to your business page. As I say, I've covered that on a separate video. But so the profile is personal and the page is for business. And Facebook don't like you promoting business information on your personal profile, so you do have to keep the two things very separate. And I've covered this for you here. Now what you can do is the lines, it's not black and white, the lines do get blurred between your personal profile and versus your business page. And I find that the more I do on my business page, the more people want to be my friend on my personal profile. So it is a grey area, and I'm quite happy for my fans to be friends with me, and because it makes me more of a real person, and I'm happy for people to see behind the scenes and see I've been out with my kids and my dog, and you know, we've been away to a certain place, and I don't mind sharing that with my fans, because I want to be a complete sort of person and not just a corporate facade. But again, it's really up to you what you feel comfortable with and how much you want people to see. And if you don't want your business contacts to be friends, then you know that's your decision, and you can decide not to accept their friend requests. One way, again, this is where things are slightly blurred, but you're not allowed to promote your business on your personal page, but there's nothing to stop you talking about what you're working on. And lots of people are quite clever and quite engaging, and they'll post things and say things like, what is on their personal profile, they'll post things like, had an amazing day meeting with clients, oh, I love what I do. You know, that type of thing, and that's absolutely fine, because you're not promoting a business, it's a personal statement. You're giving an update saying, I'm feeling excited because I've just got a new client, or I've had a fantastic day with a certain networking group or mastermind group. So that is absolutely fine. So it's not that you're not allowed to mention your business, but you just can't promote your business. That is very subtle, but it's very important. Just want to show you a Facebook page. Here's Mari Smith, who's a Facebook expert. So if you are going to have a Facebook page, and I will cover that in a separate video, this can be, there's lots of different types of Facebook pages, but they can be for your personal brand, for your business, for a local bricks and mortar business, a charity, a band. You can even have a business page for a special event if you want to. And it's purely promotional, so people know when they come to your page you're looking for fans and you've got something to promote and something that you're talking about. Nothing wrong with that at all. Business pages are where you get all your best information from, because content marketing is a really key part of social media, and content marketing just means creating and sharing really valuable content. That might be blog posts, videos, podcasts, infographics, but you're creating content that's helping your ideal clients, and that's what's called content marketing. And that's what you do through your business page, is to provide really good content that makes people want to come back and wants to like your page and be a fan, and they want to get your updates. Just another question I get asked a lot is, you can only have one personal profile. And I know I have tried doing a dummy profile, and Facebook for somehow knew that I wasn't born in 1975. I think I made a fake date of birth, and they didn't like it, and That's a good way to get banned, so I won't be trying that again. And I can't remember why I was trying to have more than one personal profile, but for some reason I was at that particular time. So you can only have one profile, and it does need to be you being a real person with a date of birth and an email that can be verified. But you can have as many pages as you like. So I've got about 7 or 8 business pages, all hooked back to my personal profile. So that's your homework, is to get onto Facebook, set up a profile if you haven't already got one. If you have got one, spend a few minutes and see how you can improve it, and maybe even set up your Facebook page ready for the Facebook page video. So set your timer. I love the timer method, it works really, really well. Set your timer, and just, even if you spend just 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and just go. So thanks for listening. That was Facebook for Beginners. Just want to let you know I'm a big fan of Google Plus as a social network as well, and I've created a free guide to building a business on Google Plus. So if you've got time and energy after you've worked on your Facebook profile and you'd like to get started on Google Plus, there's a free guide on the Spark page, at G Plus Freebie. And I've got loads of webinars coming up covering all sorts of topics related to social media. So if you go to mmspark.com/webinars, you'll see a list of all the upcoming webinars. Going to cover some great stuff there, and they are recorded too. So sign up for them even if you can't make the actual date, and then you'll be able to get the recording. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the next video.